Hare Krishna, children. Welcome to this series on Ramayan. So let's start with Sundarkand today. So we already finished around sixth session. So today we'll be doing Sundarkand 7. 8th, 9th will be Yuddhakand. Yuddhakand is very big. And then uh, the last one is Uttarakhand. So in Uttarakhand, there is a lot of recap and how Lord Ram closes all his pastimes and goes back. So now let's cover Sundarkand. In Sundarkand, Hanuman flies to Lanka. He delivers the message of Lord Ram, and then he also comes back and delivers the message of Sita Mataji, Sita Maya to uh, Lord Ram. So this is what Sundarkand covers. So let's share it. मुझे पेच्चा चल रही माँ Yes, Hare Krishna. So last time we saw how Hanuman was the only one who was able to make the leap. And that too, Hanuman had forgotten everything actually. And he was reminded by Jambavan that he was the only one strong and powerful to make the leap. So then when Hanuman remembered, he grew in size. First he grew in size and then he went on top of Mount Mahendra. And then he pushed with all his might, his feet. And can you see me? He pushed with all his might and then uh, when he pushed, all the sages, the siddhas, the kinnaras who were resting on the mountain and and everyone was so frightened that they just ran away from there. And with the entire force, all the water that was there on Mount Mahendra just gushed forth. The flowers, the trees flew in all directions and fell into the river, into the sea. The flowers all broke forth from the trees and fell into the ocean. And they were seen floating on the ocean. And they looked so beautiful floating on the ocean. And when he started with a great leap, he started flying. No? And then Mount Mainaka, she rose from the ocean and because she desired, she knew that he was Vayu's son. So she desired to offer a resting place for Hanumanji. So she rose from the ocean. So, but Hanumanji did not want to rest. But Mount Mainaka said it is actually all the mountains in the olden days, they had wings and they could fly from one place to another. But then they used to just fly and then sometimes they used to just fall on sages and rishis and Indra got very impatient and angry with them and he cut off all their wings. But Mount Mainaka, in great fright, she started flying away and at that time Vayu also helped her and he hid her in the ocean also helped her, Sagar. he helped her, and she hid in the ocean, and so her wings were still intact. So then Mainaka, so she was very grateful to Vayu and Sagra, and since Sagra is Ram is from Ikshvaku dynasty, in which Sagra is also there, the ocean. So he wanted to actually offer a resting place to Hanumanji. So Mount Mainaka, then Hanumanji said, please, I don't want to rest. I have to fly. I have to fly with great speed and come back with great speed, because here Lord Ram is waiting for all information. So he just flies off. Then the demigods and the sages also tell Surasa. Surasa is also a goddess, and they tell Surasa, we should test Hanuman's strength and power. So Surasa assumes the form of a demon, and she leaps and comes in front of Hanumanji, and she becomes huge, and she says, I want to swallow you, because Brahmaji has given me a boon that whoever comes this way, I will swallow all of them. So she makes her mouth very big, and at that time, Hanumanji also became big, and then he started. But again, Surasa increased her size. Hanumanji also became bigger. So they went on doing this, and then Hanumanji suddenly assumed a small size, went into the mouth of Surasa, and just came out in a jiffy. And he said, "I have fulfilled your desire, and I went into your mouth, and I have come out also." So Surasa was very happy with Hanuman's intelligence, and she blessed him, and she allowed him to go ahead. Then there was another thing too. He allowed him to go ahead. Then Simika was another Rakshashi, and she always used to grab people by their shadows. So suddenly, when Hanuman was flying at great speed, he suddenly found someone was dragging him down with all, and he was not able to fly ahead. So he just stopped, and he couldn't fly ahead. Then Simika started trying to eat him, and then this time also he tried to do the same. Tried to use the same technique of becoming bigger, but Simika was too powerful. She became even bigger than him, so he didn't know what to do. He just entered her mouth, went into her heart, and squeezed her heart, and killed her, and then just came out of her. And then he with a great leap, he landed on Lanka, and he saw that Lanka was very beautiful. It was covered with trees, greenery all around, and was golden in color, studded with jewels. And at that time, there was suddenly he was thinking Lanka, and it was guarded on all sides by these Rakshasas. And he said it was too formidable. I don't think even the demigods can cross this. I think I'll wait till night, and then I will go into Lanka. And at that time, Lankini, she was the guardian of Lanka. She immediately came in front of him, and he says, "Who comes here? Nobody can enter Lanka without my permission." So Hanuman says, "I just wanted to just see her. I heard Lanka is very beautiful." Sorry. So I just wanted to see the beauty of Lanka. So Lankini says, "No monkey is allowed to enter Lanka. So just get out. This is only for Rakshasas, and this is an enjoyment ground for them. So just get out of Lanka." So, but when Hanuman heard this, he became very angry, and he just struck her with all his might on her jaw. And Lankini just fell down. And Lankini folded her hands and asked who he was. And he said, "I am an emissary of Ram, Lord Ram, and I've just come to find Sita." Then Lankini heard this, He said, yes, I have been told by Brahmaji that when someone comes and strikes me and is more powerful than me, and that will be the end of Lanka. Oh, mighty warrior, please go ahead. And saying, she just went away. So now, what? She went away. Then Hanuman waited till night time, and he just went into Lanka in his original form, not in his mighty form, because he knew that anyone he will because he knew that he will be easily detected. So can you see my window? Can you see my screen? Yes, Naman.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me now?
Naman, can you hear me? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can hear you and see your screen.
Krishna, can you see my screen?
Yes, Aditya.
Hmm. Hare Krishna. Naman,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Could you hear me before?
Yes.
Oh, good. Can you see my screen? Hare Krishna. Okay, I'm having some, I don't know, some difficulty. So I will continue with this. So can you tell me where would he have? I will, instead of doing a full. Let's do it this way only. Okay. Can you tell me what would Vibhishanam have been doing there in Lanka? Yes, Naman?
Mataji, he would have been trying to advise Ravan that please return Sita, because it is not good that you have kidnapped someone else's wife without asking them, without fighting with them. And also, he also had a curse upon him that if he uh, if he does anything with some other woman, then he would immediately die. So Vibhishan tried reminding him, but it was of no success. He would be doing this and chanting Lord Ram's name.
Very nicely explained. Very good. Yeah, but this comes a little later on. Huh? At this time, when Hanuman is just come into Lanka, right? So he goes, he just passes someone and who's worshipping the tulsi plant. Okay, and he sees that and he's thinking, who could this be? Because at that time he did not know who Vishnu was. So he was thinking, who could this be? And at that time, he was worshipping the tulsi plant, and he was also seeing that he had the deities of Narayan in his altar. So he was worshipping Narayan. So he was actually very surprised. Okay, so at that time he didn't know that that was his brother. So he then went ahead and he was looking for Sita everywhere. He found he went to all the palaces. He entered Ravana's palace. There, all the queens, all the beautiful queens, and they were so elegantly dressed and wearing the most expensive clothes and perfumes and jewelry. And then he also saw Ravana sleeping on a big, um, you know, bedstead and somewhere nearby, and he was looking so majestic, uh, and he was filled with awe when he saw Ravana actually. And then just nearby was a very beautiful lady sleeping, and she was so elegant. And for a moment he thought, oh, maybe this is Sita. And then he thought, no, it cannot be because Sita is separated from Ram. How will she even accept all this jewelry and all this good facilities? I'm sure she must be somewhere, in pining away for Ram. So then he started again going everywhere he checked and he couldn't find Sita. And actually he became very despondent. And at that time, he was on. He came to one palace, and it was on the top of the palace, and he was standing, and he thought, has did Sita fall down from the chariot into the ocean? Did she drown and die? Or did the Rakshasa kill her? Or did Ravana eat her up? What could have become of Sita? He did not know. And then he saw a beautiful grove, a beautiful garden at the outskirts of Lanka. And then when he saw the grove, he thought maybe this place is where Sita. This is an apt place for Sita because it is so beautiful. So he just took again a leap and he went into the grove. And he was again there, he saw so many Rakshasas were there. And he was looking for Sita everywhere. And then he saw in a corner, she was sitting below a tree and she was like a fire in a pot, so beautiful but very subdued. And she was looking very divine. And when um, Hanuman saw her, he thought this must be Sita. But he couldn't, he was afraid of coming before her because he thought if I come before her, suddenly she'll get frightened. And she will think I am Ravana in the disguise of a monkey. Or if I take or he thought I will maybe take the form of a Brahmana. Then he thought, no, she will think that I'm one of the Rakshasas who has taken the form of a Brahmana. So what should I do? And then he thought, and then he said, yes, I will sing the praises of Lord Ram. So sitting on the top of the tree, he started singing the praises of Lord Ram. Beautiful praises. And he composed a poem, started talking about Lord Ram's and Lakshman's uh, valor in the battlefield, and he started describing them, and he was singing their praises. So when Sita heard this, he was thinking, who is singing? Because in this place, the Rakshasas were tormenting her so much, and Ravana was tormenting her so much that there was no one who would even utter Ram's name. And she was thinking, who could be praising Lord Ram here, away from Ayodhya? And she was looking all around, and when she looked up, she saw Hanuman. And when she saw this monkey, she grew frightened and she fainted. Then when she got up, she saw him just before her, a little far away from her, sitting, uh, going down. And then first she thought, oh, maybe I'm imagining. I have fallen asleep and I'm dreaming. And she started thinking, and then she thought, oh, maybe this is the Rakshasa. Then she thought, no, but who would praise Lord Ram so much? I'm sure this is not a Rakshasa. Then slowly Hanuman came nearer, and then again she was full of misgiving. But then Hanumanji showed her Lord Ram's ring that Ram had given him, and he said, "This is what Lord Ram has given you, has sent to show you, and he's really looking for you." And then Sita started saying, what has become of me, O Hanuman?" And Hanuman said, "I'm an emissary of Lord Ram. Why is Lord Ram not coming?" Sita started saying, "Why is Lord Ram not coming to rescue me?" And then she narrated the story of uh, Giant, the son of Indra, and how he had come to peck her, and how Lord Ram had actually thrown the kushagra in as a brahmastra at him. And she said, he just pecked me, and Lord Ram got so angry and that he invoked the brahmastra and threw at Giant. And look at him now. Ravana has taken me away from him, and he is not doing anything. Why has he disowned me? Has he forgotten me? What has come of uh, Lord Ram? And she started crying. And at that time, Hanuman realized that he has to pacify Sita, and when he goes back, he will have to pacify Lord Ram also. He started saying, no, actually, Lord Ram does not know where you are. So he has sent all of us monkeys to look for you, and now I've at last, I'm the only one who could leave from, I've come from the other side of the ocean, and I'm the only one who could leave, make this great leap. So that is why I've come here to look for you. Now I will go back and I will tell Lord Ram and Lord Ram and Lakshman will come to rescue you immediately. And we are actually, he has formed an alliance with Sugriva, and Sugriva has called for all the monkeys and the bears and all the animals, and we are all ready to now come and attack Lanka, and we will take you from here. So, and he also actually said, shall I take you from, I can take you from here back to where Lord Ram is. Sita said, no, I cannot come. First, I want Lord Ram to come here and rescue me. Then, and second, she said, I don't want to touch anyone apart from Lord Ram. So he is the only, he is my husband, and he's the only man I will touch. So I don't want to touch you. So please tell Ram that please rescue me. And Ravana had given us 1 year. So 10 months had already passed. And Ravana again came back. And when they were talking like this, uh, actually Ravana had just before Ravana had also come. So Ravana had threatened her, saying that 2 months are only there. In this 2 months, you will have to decide. Either you become my queen, or I will kill you and I will eat you for my breakfast. He said like that, and he goes. So then, and Hanuman had heard all of this. So Sita said, see, I have only 2 months. Within a month's time, Lord Ram has to come and rescue me. Otherwise, I'll give up my life. Please tell Ram this also. Please give him this message. And Sita, in turn, also gave him her one of her jewelry pieces, and told Hanuman to give it to Lord Ram. And then so then Hanuman first, and then she also gave him her blessing and said that you will be able to make this leap back. And so as then when Hanuman goes away, then all the Rakshasas there come there and start threatening her. But then there was one Rakshasi who was Sujata, and she told she sent all of them away, and she said, don't disturb Sita. I dreamt a beautiful dream this morning that Lord Ram and Lakshman are all dressed in white, and they are coming in all in the chariot, and they are taking Sita away, and Sita is also dressed in white and in full jewelry, and they are all taking her away. And I saw Ravana, his head beheaded, and he in a vat of oil. And I saw, but Vibhishan, I also saw him all dressed in white, and he's also going away in a chariot. So I'm sure Ram and Lakshman are going to come and rescue Sita. So please don't come and disturb her. Okay? She just drives away all the other Rakshasas. Now Hanuman here thinks, I should, before going to Ram, I should now gauge the strength of all the Rakshasas. So saying this, he started uprooting trees in the Ashoka grove, and this is Ashoka grove, and he started whirling it around and throwing it all the Rakshasas and the Rakshasas. And this was the favorite grove of Ravana. So everyone, Rakshasas, all the Rakshasas went running to Ravana and said, this monkey started attacking. And so he sent his chief minister, he sent his chief minister's sons, 7 sons were there. He sent so many Rakshasas, he sent 80,000 Rakshasas to attack Hanuman, but Hanuman within no time he destroyed and killed everyone. Then he sent his son Aksa was very eager to fight Hanuman. So when Ravana was looking for someone who could fight with Hanuman, and Aksa rose up, and he sent Aksa also to kill Hanuman. And Aksa was very powerful, and Hanuman was really impressed by Aksa's prowess. And Aksa started shooting arrows at him, and Hanuman grew in size, and he started flying. And Aksa started following him, but Hanuman was also, and Aksa was so fast, and he was shooting so many arrows at Hanuman that Hanuman was also getting hurt. So he thought Aksa is very brave and very courageous, but if I allow Aksa to shoot me, I keep shooting these arrows, soon he'll defeat me. I think I should kill him immediately. So saying this, he shot up in the air, and Aksa also followed Hanuman in the air, and Hanumanji caught hold of Aksa. He first broke his chariot, his horses, and then he caught hold of Aksa, whirled him around, and threw him to the ground. And Aksa fell to the ground with all his limbs broken and his head broken, and he died. And when Ravana heard that his son Aksa had been killed by Hanuman, his heart was filled with dread, and he did not know what to do. And then immediately he saw Meghnad or Indrajit. How did he get the name? His name was Meghnad, but he got the name Indrajit. How did he get the name Indrajit? Krishna knows the answer. Naman?
Mataji, Meghnad got his name Indrajit because once when Ravan and Indrajit they both went to fight with Indra and the demigods, then Meghnad with his prowess he defeated Indra and he tied him to the flagpole, and that's why he got his name Indrajit.
Very good, very good. So he was also called Indrajit. So then how he got the name? Because he defeated Indra. So Meghnad, so now Meghnad went to defeat Hanuman. He also tried with many arrows, but he could not. He thought he thought to himself, this is not an ordinary monkey. He is someone who is very powerful, some powerful entity. So he thought, and he invoked Brahmastra. So and he used Brahmastra to tie up Hanuman. And at that time, Hanuman, because it was Brahmaji's weapon, he bowed down and he allowed himself to be tied. But he had got a boon from Brahma that no weapon can harm him, and even Brahmastra will last only for the effect of Brahmastra will also last only for a short time. So when the other Rakshasas came, and then they tied him up with rope. And the minute they tied him up with rope, because he was being bound by another substance or thing, the effect of Brahmastra became nullified. So Hanuman was set free of the Brahmastra at that time itself, but he did not break free of the ropes because he thought, I want to meet Ravana. So let me meet Ravana and see how is he and his prowess. Tied up some other rope. Yeah, Rakshasas tied him up with rope. So then he came before, he was brought before Ravana, and Ravana was so angry, he said, kill him immediately. But Vibhishan stood up and said, he is just a messenger, and messengers are not supposed to be killed. So then Ravana thought, he said, monkeys always are very proud of their tail. So tie up his tail in cloth and set it on fire. So all the Rakshasas took uh, bundles of cloth, tied up his, dipped it in oil, tied up his tail, and set it on fire. And so, and there, Sita Maya got to hear that Hanuman has been caught. Sita Maya got to hear that Hanuman has been caught and that his tail has been set on fire. So then immediately she started praying. She started praying to Agni. She said, if I have done any good deed and if my austerities and my penances that I have done, if I have done any pious activities, please let all the benefits go to Hanuman and let him not feel the fire on his tail. So saying, she prayed to Agni. So immediately Agni, when Hanuman saw that his tail was burning, but he did not feel the heat. He felt as if his entire tail was cool. So thanda, thanda, cool, cool, so feeling. And then and then Hanuman was thinking, and then all the Rakshasas caught hold of him and uh, they led him through the streets of Lanka, and everyone was laughing. And then Hanuman got very angry. He said, I am an emissary of Ram. I am a messenger of Ram. How dare they treat me like this? I will, what can I do to teach them a lesson? So saying like that, he just broke away from the bondage of the rope, and then he started jumping from one palace to another, to another, to another, and he set the entire Lanka on fire. And then afterwards he came to outside of Lanka and he saw that the entire Lanka was burning. And then suddenly he got frightened. Oh, what if Sita Maya also had got burnt in this? And he felt so worried. Then, but the Siddhas, the Charanas, all the demigods were actually watching all this, and they were so happy when they saw the entire Lanka burning. So then they came and they told him, "No, Sita is safe. Don't worry." So then he got to hear this news. He again took a big leap from this side, and he jumped and he uh, again crossed the ocean and he landed on Mount Mahendra. And there again, landed on Mount Mahendra. Mainaka again offered her place to rest, but again he just crossed and he went and landed in Mount Mahendra. And then here, what happened in Lanka? He had Hanuman had left after burning Lanka, and everybody was so frightened, and all the citizens, almost all the palaces were burned, and they were running here and there, taking buckets of water, throwing it, trying to put out the fire, but it was very difficult. And here and Ravana was sitting with his ministers, and then Vibhishana and another minister, Malyavana, also sent. Vibhishana said, look, oh, and Vibhishana also reminded what Naman had said previously. Vibhishana had also reminded Ravana of his curse that he cannot force himself of any woman, and also that he should release Sita because Sita was somebody else's wife, and he cannot force himself on any woman because that was a curse. Then his head will shatter and he will die immediately. So Vibhishana offered him advice that just a monkey, one monkey has created such havoc. So just imagine if the entire army is going to cross and come here, what will happen to Lanka? Please give up this foolishness. So when Ravana heard this, he got so angry and he said, Vibhishana, you dog, you are eating uh, my whatever I've thrown at you, and you are on Ram's side. Just get out of here. I don't want you to be here any longer. So Vibhishana, along with Malyavana, just left the palace, and then Vibhishana decided that he will go and he will join with Lord Ram, because he understood that the entire he also wanted to protect the Rakshasa's clan. So he felt that the innocents will all be killed, which he did not want, just because of one person's lust. The entire clan of Rakshasas will be wiped out. So Vibhishana wanted to go to Ram and to at least protect the innocent. So he left. He left Lanka, and then when they saw many of the demons saw when the demons uh, they saw Vibhishana leaving Lanka, and Vibhishana was he had mystic powers, so he was flying in the air. So the demon spies also they started following Vibhishana. So they came following, and they saw that Vibhishana came and he fell at Lord Ram's feet and took shelter. So when Vibhishana arrived, all the monkeys saw Vibhishana, Sugriva saw him, and then even Lakshman. So they thought that the actually he was a spy, and he had come here on Ravana's behest to spy on them and harm them. So they started attacking Vibhishana, but Vibhishana just folded with folded hands, started entreating, started calling out to Lord Ram, and when he heard Lord Ram heard him, heard his pleas, he immediately came out and he gave him shelter. And he said, anyone, whoever, if Ravana were to come here at this juncture, and if he were to take shelter of me, I will give him and surrender to me. I will give him full shelter. I will not harm him. I will let him go free. And this is Lord Ram and the Supreme Personality Godhead uh, feeling, mercy that he shows towards his devotees. So then he also anointed Vibhishan and he proclaimed him the king. And he said, now when Ravana is defeated, you will become the king of Lanka. And then so then the demon spies saw this, and at that time the monkeys also saw this demon spies, and they caught hold of them, and they started uh, badgering them and kicking them and throwing everything at them. And then the demon spy, and then they said, let's cut off their nose and ears. And then the demon spies also started calling out to Lord Ram for help. When Lakshman heard this, Lakshman told them to let them go, and they went back to Ram. And then they told Ravan, and there was Sukha. So Ravan asked this Sukha. Sukha was a demon only. Sukha. Sukha was a demon who had been actually, he was a sage actually, and he had been cursed and he became a demon. So Ravan asked Sukha, so tell me about this, what happened? So this Vibhishan went and took shelter of Lord Ram. Then Sukha started talking about praising Lord Ram. He said how Lord Ram, in spite of everything, he offered shelter to Vibhishan, and what he said that even now, if Ravana were to give up and bring back Sita to him, safe and sound, that he and surrender and accept his shelter, he would give him shelter and he would forgive him. And so when Ravana heard this, Ravana became very angry. He said he kicked Sukha out and he said, you dog. So him also he called like that and he kicked him out. And Sukha again, he also came back and he came back to Lord Ram and with Lord Ram's blessing, he got the form of, he got his form of a sage back and then and he also stayed back with Ram. Now, Lord Ram now was thinking how to cross this ocean. So Vibhishana offered this advice as to why don't we pray to the ocean god. I'm sure the ocean god will help us. So now Lord Ram, uh, so he approached the ocean and he started offering prayers and he started doing puja. And for 3 days, he was performing puja. But 3 days went by and nothing happened. There was not even a tiny ripple. And then Ram became very furious. Not even a tiny ripple was seen in the ocean. Only the waves were of course coming. And then Lord Ram became so angry, he took out his arrow and he said, at this moment, I'm going to drive the entire ocean. How dare he? 3 days I have performed puja and I'm in a submissive manner. I'm asking for permission and way to cross this ocean. And this ocean has not appeared before me. Now I'm going to drive this entire ocean and take my army across. So when the ocean lord heard this, he immediately uh, became so frightened, and he came and fell at Lord Ram's feet. And he took refuge of him. And he said, please forgive me. And he said, refuge. He took refuge of Lord Ram. And he said, please forgive me. And then the ocean said, you can dry up, but it will not give you any honor. So please, oh Lord Ram, there is Nala and there are two the sons who are being given this boon that they will be able to build a bridge. They are being given a boon by Vishwakarma that they will be able to build a bridge across my ocean. So why don't you please ask them to build a bridge across my ocean, and when they throw the mountain, they will float in the water. So of course, just by your blessings, everything will float. But they have also been given this boon that when they throw mountains and rocks onto my ocean, they will float. So why don't you use them? And please, you can cross the ocean with their help, and you can reach Lanka. At this time, Lord Ram was Lord Ram was very happy when he heard this, and he decided to use their abilities and cross the ocean. So we close this today's session here. And any questions? So next session. Any question, Krishna? Any question, Naman? Okay, thank you. So next session, we'll start with Yuddhakand. Yuddhakand is very huge, so that we will take at least 2 sessions. Thank you very much for your attentive hearing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.